fantasy football, NFL, MLB, home run derby. Think they're ready for us. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of We Got Next, aka 2 a.m. in Sweden, aka I am the only one on the show today because Steven at Steven_Springs is not here. But I'm your host of the show, Hayes at AO Shifty. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's been having a good week. Whether you've been looking at Club World Cup, you've been watching the NBA Summer League, paying attention to what's been happening in the MLB, just chilling and just taking it off. I hope all of it's been just going well for you guys. I want to start by kind of just saying thank you to everyone that's been paying attention to the show, following what we have been putting out. Everything we appreciate, we value. The content that you all comment to us helps us out a lot. So that's something else I really just want to say thank you on behalf of Steven as well. Kind of even last week, we had a couple of different ones. We had some that had 722 views, some that even hit over 1,000. And that's you all. So continue to give us the feedback, continue to give us the thoughts, and just let us know what you guys are looking for. And I'll definitely try my best to give you guys that content. I'll chop it up with Steven and let him know. Same thing. Just kind of starting off. We did officially book everything for Austin. So Longhorns, hook 'em. We out there. First week in September. Excited for that one. We've been trying to get that off the ground and running. So that's going to be a big one for us to end up tuning into, watching, giving you our thoughts on how everything goes with the game, what we all think of Austin itself. I've never been to Austin. I don't think Steven's been there. He might have, but I could be completely wrong. So looking forward to that. The first game of the season is against San Jose State on September 6th. So that is the game we'll be going to. If I can find this calendar for you guys just to confirm. Yep, that's Saturday, September 6th. So we'll be at that one. Let you all know how everything is. Stadium itself, it's huge. We'll discuss everything, the surrounding areas. We fly out on Friday, get back Sunday. So that Tuesday, the 9th, we will have quality content for you all. That's the first thing. Second thing I kind of want to end up just bringing up is we're going to talk about fantasy football, talk about season tickets, all 9 yards. A couple of the homies, one in particular, Wealth, will probably join the show one time. It'll potentially just be me and Wealth chopping it up, talking crypto like we used to end up doing. So that's something to look forward to. Wealth has, like his name, a wealth of knowledge, ton of knowledge. I've seen him grow his account. I've seen basically all that he does on that show, whether it's been in the Discord or it's just been on Twitter, aka X. I said show because he also does a TikTok live as well. So that's someone that you all should pay attention to. Wealth gathers on Twitter. You see me chop it up with him a lot. So happy for what he's been doing. He's turned less than like $100 so far, flipped it twice, was able to give some money back to the family. That's what this is all about. So that's someone. The Malos is another one that I end up talking to. But both of them, I know this isn't the crypto episode, just had to put that out there because that's on the calendar too for us. Kind of getting back to everything, I want to start off with fantasy football. This has been something I've been seeing all over my timeline now. Clearly, when it comes to this time of the year, the algorithm, aka Elon, they all know that's what I'm going to start paying attention to. And following, let's see if I can pull this up. Oh, that's mainly all that. All right, bookmarks. So within like the past day, it's been telling you the running backs that they got last year, who are the running backs that they're getting this year. They run through like 1 through 10 in the rounds as to who you should end up picking up. Favorite 3-round fantasy draft build. Someone said CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Chase Brown. Of course, you have, if you're choosing early, mid, or late, who you should end up picking up in round 1, 2, and 3. Early, Jamar Chase, Josh Jacobs, and Jonathan Taylor. If you're late, Brian Thomas, Devon Achane, and Marvin Harrison. I'm not choosing Marvin Harrison. I don't really care. I made that mistake last year. I know it's year 2, so he might be better. I'm not going with that one. They have the running back rankings. Some people are saying, first off, this Dove Kleiman, not really listening to him. He's definitely rage baiting. This is for post OTAs. You have Devon Achane, number 1, 2, Bucky Irvin, 3, Bashawn Robinson, 4, Chase Brown, 5, Jonathan Taylor. Then you have Saquon. No, I don't believe that at all. Again, what I would personally end up doing, I would try and stack Saquon, Derrick Henry. You'd be fine with that. I don't see anything wrong. Later rounds, try and go with some of the rookies. You'll do well. I promise you. Thank me later. You have a keeper league or a dynasty league. Pick up your rookies. You'll do fine this year, but it makes it better for next year. I'm in one, and that's kind of like my biggest thing, figuring out who I'm going to get in terms of picking up for next year, but a solid one that you can get late. Drafting 1 through 3 is good for this year, but you also have to think for next year. Someone else did best pick in every round. First 3 rounds, Jamar Chase, Devon Achane, Chase Brown, which is solid. And then round 4, you go with the wide receiver. Round 5, wide receiver. This guy chose so many goddamn wide receivers. I don't know when he chose a tight end. And then he also looks like he only chose 2 running backs, which I personally would never go with. Oh yeah, that's everything. Yeah, because then I start to go into stuff from May, but that's legit a little bit right after. And you kind of look at when someone had May 4th for their running back picks, they had Saquon first, clearly, Derrick Henry second, Jahmyr Gibbs third, 49ers running back, Christian McCaffrey. I don't know. I'm on the fence with Christian McCaffrey too, because I had Christian McCaffrey in, I would say, at least 2 or 3 leagues last year. He didn't even play. So that was a waste of a pick. And it sucks because in fantasy, you can't go back and redo the pick. So if you chose number 1, Christian McCaffrey, you're just SOL. Like at one point, what was it? It might have been Cooper Kupp when he got injured before the season or right in the beginning of the season. I was done. I didn't have nobody else. But that's kind of what we'll discuss. We just did the NFC East. So now we have 2 left. We're going out west. So the 15th, we will do probably knowing Steven, AFC West. So that'll be Kansas City Chiefs. You have the Raiders, you have the Broncos, and the Chargers. And then we'll finish with the NFC West, which are the Rams, the Seahawks, the Cardinals. Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. It's crazy I can't think of the last one. It'll come to me at some point. Why can't I really think of that last one? It's kind of crazy. Rams, Seahawks, 49ers. That's it. I was just bringing them up too. It's because I was just talking about them. But Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers would be the last one. And then after that, that'll be the 15th, and that'll be the 22nd. And then we'll go into the 29th, 5th, 12th, 19th. So we'll probably do, I don't know, probably like tight end, wide receiver. Yeah, tight end, wide receiver, running back, quarterback will be at the 26th, and we can start talking the 26th and the 2nd about the season and what's going to happen. And then we can kind of give some early season projections. Some of the that'll probably happen around the 2nd. Cuts, the last of the cuts end up happening, and we can kind of go from there because that week of the 9th is when the season's going to end up starting. So at least I think so. Maybe let me just check to give you guys the honest NFL schedule 2025. It's going to be I think it's the Eagles and the Cowboys first game of the season. And that's definitely not the first game of the season. Oh, September 4th, it says. Damn. Okay. So, yeah, sorry. That's correct because, yep. September 4th is the first game of the season. So we'll do we're still in line because it'll be August 26th, then September 2nd, and then start of the season September 4th. We'll talk 26th, 2nd about everything. September 4th, the start of the season. And because it's right after Labor Day, which is the 1st. So coming right off of that. And then we get right into the season. So we have less than 2 months. That I'm excited for it. I don't know if you guys can tell. So you have games September 4th. You have games September 5th. Then we have all the Sunday games. And then we have the Monday night game, which is the Vikings and the Bears. Cheapest game right now, it's super early, but the cheapest game is the Cardinals and the Saints. It's going for $39. And then the Eagles game, ticket is as low as $449. That shit is insane. But also, all of the supply is not out there on the market, which can play a part in that. So the lowest ticket price is $39. That's the Saints game. The highest ticket price right now is the Eagles and the Cowboys at $449. Just kind of looking at the second week of the season, lowest ticket price looks like, off a quick glance, $45 for the Cardinals and Panthers. That's not a good game. Respectfully, it's not a good game. And the most expensive, it pisses me off though, because that Lions game, that's the home opener. It's 310. I don't want to say I can't do that. They're still good. I just made dumb mistakes. Yeah, most expensive is the Packers and the Commanders on Thursday night for $314. So that's kind of how that plays out. If there's certain games that you guys are looking for, interested in, tell us. I'm always curious as to what everyone else is thinking, where everyone else is kind of traveling. If you guys travel for any games, what you all end up doing. But that's the main thing over there on fantasy football and then the NFL. Next thing is, I kind of want to talk a little bit about the playbook. I won't give too much information because I don't want to give myself away, or the ops are listening to this or some crazy shit like that. So as a lot of people know, I do season tickets. I do season tickets for numerous different teams in the NFL. I do it for teams in college football as well. For the NFL, I do it for the Commanders. I do it for the Chargers, the Saints, the Texans, the Dolphins, the Ravens, and I don't know if I said the Steelers, but the Steelers as well. So I have those. And then in terms of college football, a lot of the SEC teams. So Auburn, so War Eagles. I have South Carolina. I have Oklahoma. I have LSU. And then I have Texas. So kind of a blend, trying to get an understanding of it. Right now, it's profitable for me. You can make 20% return, which isn't terrible when you kind of look at how everything else plays out. I'm fine with it. I want to continue to grow it. My goal is to continue to buy more. And I'm hoping after this season, I'll be able to have money to end up moving it into another amount. For example, like if I have two of the Texans, maybe I'll have enough this summer. Sorry, next off season to end up purchasing two more, and then I'll have 4 tickets for the Houston Texans. How do I kind of think about the different teams that I end up going with? A lot of times I kind of look at what type of market is a small market, large market. Other thing I'll end up looking into is how's the team doing? So, for example, the Ravens, solid right now. They have their quarterback locked in. That was when I was a little concerned about at one point, but lock in your quarterback. You have a solid running back. You have good wide receivers. That was easy on with the Ravens. Had the Lions. They don't really like reselling as much. They want to make the money there. So didn't get the Lions this year. But I had the Bucks last year. It wasn't a great return on it, so I'm not doing it this year. Another one I have is the Dolphins. All right, South Beach, solid down there. You're always going to end up having people that are interested in those games. They're a here and there team, but it's South Beach, so people are always going to want to go to those games. Texans, number 1 in their division in the South. So that's kind of a simple one to just go with the AFC South team. You know they're going to win each year because of that division they're in. Jaguars, Colts, and Titans are still trying to figure their team out. So I think the Texans have at least one more year before it becomes a little bit more questionable over there. Kind of going into the next one I have is the Saints. I more so do that because I want to try and be able to give myself a reason or excuse to just go down to New Orleans for once a year. And if I can go to a game, if my goal would be if I can pair it with the Saturday game to LSU, Sunday game to New Orleans, I personally look at that as a win for a trip. So Saturday, I'll leave Friday, Saturday game, Sunday game, leave out Sunday, or possibly leave out Monday, depending on when the game is. That's how I'd really like to plan a lot of this stuff. Chargers, I had them right before they had Coach Harbaugh. I like the team that they had before him. The team that they're developing right now is good. And also, if there's any team out there that can overtake the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe it can be the Los Angeles Chargers. And that's the main reason why I focus so much on um, the Chargers. Of course, they have a young quarterback. They have good receivers. I like Glad McConkey a lot. I know that they have good running backs to Amarian Hampton. I'm hoping he can kind of take that job. To Najee Harris is out there, but I think that Omarion Hampton might be able to overtake it soon, and that's another promising piece for them. Commanders, look at what Jaden Daniels did. I don't know if the return will be there this year, but the hope is for them to continue to grow and grow that fan base, kind of grow the amount of wins that they have year over year. And hopefully in the long run, it becomes a better investment than what it is now. Fuck the Jags always. And then the Steelers. So I have the Steelers. They're just black and yellow. Keep that. That's one of those investments that I keep for my kids. I'll just hold on to that. Steelers will always be one of those teams. As long as you have Mike Tomlin there, they should win at a minimum of so many games. You have Aaron Rodgers, you have DK Metcalf, Caleb Johnson just got there in the backfield. They have a solid defense. Between TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, you also got big play Slay. So I feel the Steelers will do well. They should make the playoffs. And my bet, having two horses in the same division, with that being the Ravens and the Steelers, one of those two should be able to end up taking the division. And then on top of that, you get one home game. So going at it with that mindset, I said, all right, I should be able to end up making some sort of return. A lot more of my money will come in the playoffs. Now, one thing I will say is I had Lions tickets last year, and that is probably the most, if not the second most lucrative investment you can end up making. The amount of money I made there was stupid. I can't even repeat it. I made so much money off of the Lions last year, which is why I ain't even mad. I'm mad, but I can't even be mad that I don't have them this year. It was almost like stealing candy from a baby. It was just there. It was simple money for me to end up bringing in. But yeah, that was a good team. It's solid. They should be able to do it again. And Lions should have the division. So I'm putting it in with a couple of other ways. I'll try and get more Lions tickets. That's the big thing. That's easy investment. And hands down, can't even think twice about it. That's kind of my playbook, I'll say, for season tickets. I'll go more into it as the season goes on. I kind of want to just start with this here to explain what I do for season tickets and the vision as to why I do them, how the season will go, and I'll keep more tabs of it. That's kind of something else. If you guys even are interested in the content that I'm putting out with season tickets, I can break this down into smaller segments, explain how I do it, make this more of a financial course, more of a financial video to show how much that I invested for where I did it and what my profit margin is and what kind of the end result is going to be. So if that's something you guys are looking for, interested in, let me know. Drop comments, share more likes. I'll try to chop this up so that this part of the video can be its own, and then you guys can let me know if this is something that you guys want more of, or if it's not something you guys are interested in. And kind of with that, I want to segue this over to college football because I have SEC. I want to look more into other teams as well. My only thing is some of them aren't necessarily as profitable as the SEC schools yet. Can I see some teams in the ACC or some teams in the Big Ten do it? 100%. I know Ohio State's up there, Michigan's up there, Penn State's up there. Iowa clearly is one of those that can be up there too. Some of those different schools can get in that SEC conversation. Clearly, USC is another one that they're saying can end up making a run this upcoming year. So I'll reevaluate it. I might get the itch and have one more this year. My other thing I've been considering, and I kind of need to do more research on it, is do I end up going into the NBA? So NFL, I have my stake in there. I have my teams that no matter what, I'll always have, like the Texans, the Steelers, the Ravens are the solid ones that no matter what, I will always have those because I have PSL, so I'm fine. It's kind of some of the other ones that I want to start to look into more. But on the college football side, it's the SEC. That's where your big teams. So PSL, I also have the Chargers too. But looking at the SEC side of things with having Auburn, having the Longhorns, having LSU, that's having South Carolina. That's really where that money is. And like Oklahoma, all of them. That's really where a lot of the money is. That's where your big powerhouse schools are. That Southeastern Conference is it. It's been it. And I wanted to kind of dip my foot into it. Don't have the best seats this current year, but my goal is I'm hoping in a year or two, those start to become better seats. And then that's when the money could start to come in. But you got to start somewhere. The one that I'm a little bit hesitant on, questionable with, is going to be South Carolina. Again, I'll let you guys know how it ends up going, what ends up happening for me, and we can kind of go from there. This is going to be an ugly segue, but we'll kind of use it as a partial segue, and we'll go into the NBA. So a couple of things have happened in terms of the NBA. Number one, super mad props, super congratulations goes out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The year he has had, the run he has had is insane. He won the MVP award. He was the league scoring champion, NBA Finals MVP, $285 million supermax contract, first signature shoe, and now he's going to be on the cover of NBA 2K26. Had a year for the books. You can't. He did everything. SGA set. Legacy set. I know people are going to say Hall of Fame. I say give it another year or so, because you can have an elite year like that, aka Soldier Boy, and then it just falls off. But I do think that SGA is the real deal. You just have to continue to see it, because then a lot of the people that vote on the Hall of Fame, or a lot of the players, will feel a type of way if you're giving this all to one person off of 1 year. One person I will say that cemented his name in the Hall of Fame, although he won rings before, but cemented it, if it was just that 1 year alone, would be Kawhi Leonard. The run that he went on with the Toronto Raptors, and I've told this to people, is a run that you do not hear of all the time. Did he have all the accolades and stuff that SGA got? No, but the run he did do is insane. So again, I'm saying that SGA can continue to cement his name in the Hall of Fame, just putting up another season. He won't do the exact same thing, because Lightning is not striking twice. For him to do everything he just did here, it's not happening that way. Will he have another great season? 100%. OKC is set up for the long run. And with SGA as the main person, you're just going to see it year over year. But that's kind of the main thing there. Anthony Davis underwent a procedure to repair a detached retina that he suffered during the season. If Steven was here, he would know exactly what I'm going to say. So I'm going to try and keep my comments respectful. But I'm going to need you to get healthy, AD. I know you're going to be healthy before the season, but I'm going to need you to get healthy. Next one, Paolo Banchero. $239 million max rookie deal for 5 years. Ain't nobody mad at you, my guy. Nobody is mad at you. Shout out to you for that, because that's not just growing on trees either. You're basically getting $47.8 million family setup year over year. Just ball out. That's your team. So congrats to the Magic. They locked in their person. Yeah, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Jalen Suggs. What is a little wild, though, is Mo Wagner, Franz Wagner's brother, got a 1 year, $5 million contract. Pretty sure it's $5 million. When we get to it, I'll talk about it, but that's insane. Philadelphia is keeping Kyle Lowry. He's kind of on the back end of his career. The Clippers, the Jazz, and the Heat made a 3-team deal. So Norman Powell is going to the Miami Heat. John Collins is going to the Los Angeles Clippers. And Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 Clippers second-round pick are going to the Jazz. From what I've heard right now is Kevin Love is going to be bought out. So that's kind of something just to monitor going forward. Ryan Rollins agrees to a 3-year deal to return to the Bucks. I don't know how much that does. The Sacramento Kings are trading Jonas Valanciunas to the Denver Nuggets for Dario Saric. Valanciunas is supposed to have to play because Denver wants him. We'll kind of see how that works out. Don't need to talk about this 7-team deal. That's really only 3 teams at the end of the day. The whole Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks going to the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant going to Houston. And you just have miscellaneous pieces. Like Minnesota's getting Rocco Sikorsky and 2 seconds in cash. All right. LA is getting Adao Tiero. I don't know. Atlanta's getting a second round swap. That's because of Capella, David Roddy, and Cash. All right. Golden State Warriors are getting Alex Tuhey and then Jemai Mashik. Okay. Brooklyn Nets are getting 2 seconds. All right. At this point, y'all just really just wanted to be a part of the trade. That's kind of how that went. Cam Whitmore is going to the Washington Wizards. Miles Turner. Oh, Pacers trade for Jay Huff from the Grizzlies. I think that's that one. Yeah. I don't know how much that does. For you to end up saying it like that, that's kind of wild because I don't think he's replacing Miles Turner that way. So that's the main thing over there. Yeah, like I said before, Mo Wagner has agreed to a 1-year, $5 million deal to return to Orlando Magic. First off, that's insane. Like, you look at your bank account, then look at your brother's bank account. Crazy times. Jackson Hayes has agreed to a 1-year deal to return to the Los Angeles Lakers. Jared Dudley is finalizing a deal to become the top assistant coach for the Denver Nuggets under David Alderman. And yeah, that's that one. This is one I was looking for. Frank Vogel is finalizing an agreement to join the Dallas Mavericks as a lead assistant coach under Jason Kidd. Congrats. So that's solid to have Kidd and Frank Vogel. Listen, you can just be a backup. Sorry, not a backup. The assistant head coach, and you'll make a good amount of money because they're the main ones. I would say during practice in the games that are doing a lot of it. The head coach is the face. It is his system, but he has to work with his coaches to make sure that the system is aligned with everyone that's there. So that's kind of the thing important over there. The Lakers are signing Ayton to a deal. What is this? A 2-year deal. And Ayton's going to earn $34 million next year, only in sports. That's all I'm going to say. This is insane. Only in sports do some of these deals end up happening. Dante Exum has agreed to a 1-year deal to return to the Dallas Mavericks. I remember when he was a top pick, and now he's where he is. Hornets signed Spencer Dinwiddie. Congrats. You're still getting money, and that's really what matters. You're still making money, so congratulations over there. And Mike Brown is the head coach of the New York Knicks. Congratulations to you for that. I know I've seen people have mixed thoughts on it. Some people think that that's a smart move. Some, I even talked to people at work that said it doesn't really move the needle or do anything. Again, we'll see how this kind of rolls out as that continues to come to word and play. Trey Mann has agreed to a 3-year, $24 million deal with the Charlotte Hornets. And Duncan Robinson has agreed to a sign-in. Well, sorry. The Heat and the Pistons have agreed to a sign-and trade to bring Duncan Robinson to the Pistons on a 3-year, $48 million contract. Some of that money should have been Malik Beasley, but Malik Beasley, you decide to do Malik Beasley shit. So that's the situation that you're in over there. Caught up? Good, because that's the main stuff that we had to talk about on the NBA side. We talked about the NBA. We talked about the college football. There's not really much to talk about in the NFL, really. The Rams, oh, that's late. That's a long time ago. The Rams were in Maui. Look, I'm looking at Rap Sheet. Oh, shit. Never mind. There's a ton of information. I don't know why the hell it put me all the way back there. Actually, it's not even still old news. Yeah, what the hell? This is all old news. There's nothing new news to even talk about. Yeah, if you look, quarterbacks is dropping on July 8th. Season 2 follows from last season. Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins. That's solid group. I'm really ready for the starting 5 one that they have. NFL training camps is 5 days away. Texans and Cowboys have donated money for the floods. That's something that I really do appreciate, that they did end up donating money. Shedeur Sanders is among the notable names on the CFL negotiation list, with the Toronto Argonauts holding his negotiating rights. I don't know if he's even going to be there. How are you going in between being potentially a starter for the Browns and then also potentially being in the CFL? Omar Khan has signed a 3-year contract with the Steelers, so congrats on that one. They're starting to roll out the top 100 in the NFL. We'll see how that goes. Dolphins are acquiring Darren Waller for a 2026 6th-round pick, and that's the main things over there. I don't think that there's any more to cover. That was the NFL. MLB All-Star Weekend is right around the corner, believe it or not. Let's see. MLB All-Star Game, that should be on July 15th. So they're doing that in Georgia. Okay. Let's see if I can find this information for you guys. I'm super hyped. One of the main events that I still love to watch to this day is I don't care for the All-Star game. I mean, congrats if you do the All-Star game. I don't know how exciting you can make the All-Star game, but I care for the home run derby. So let's see if we can get the names. That's all right. Let's see if Run Derby 2025 names. All right. Cool. We got somewhere. Oh, yep, partially. Oh, here we go. Yep. Thank you, Sports Illustrated. We're gonna credit everybody that we end up having in this list. Why is this not all the name? What the hell is going on? Oh, thank you. I guess they don't have what? Do we not have everyone? What are we doing here? Sports Illustrated has like 3 names. I saw Ronald Acuna, Cal Raleigh, James Wood, Byron Buxton, O'Neill, Cruz. Not the names I wanted to see from that list. This is also not really helping me to figure out the names. How do we not know the names? 8 power hitters. That's not what I wanted to know. I could care less about that. Can we know the names? Yep, nope. This is definitely not going to help me either. All right, this will be the last time I try for you guys with this. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Clearly, should just started with the MLB, if anything. All right. So, what the hell did you just do? All right. So, first one we have is Ronald Acuna. Currently has a total of 9 home runs at this point. You also have Cal Raleigh from the Mariners. He currently has a total of 35. You have James Wood from the Nationals. He currently has 23. Byron Buxton from the Twins. He currently has 20. O'Neill Cruz from the Pirates currently has 15. Congrats to whenever. That's O'Neill. I guess it is. At first, I thought that was Kutch for a second. That seems like all the names. Oh, yeah, that seems like all the names that we have so far. They haven't really given the other names. They're kind of just listing other things. So I guess we'll have to see come next week. Maybe. No, the game's gonna be on. We won't really have it, but I'll talk about it next week because I'm a big home run derby fan. The MLB draft is July 13th. They're one of the few leagues that do it in the middle of the season, technically on a break of the season. So we'll figure out what happens over there. That's the main thing I wanted to bring up today. I appreciate you guys as always for just tuning in, listening to the show, watching it with us. Again, we will have Wealth on the show. That's something I'm going to work out with him. Congratulations to the different teams that are in the Club World Cup right now. I'm pretty sure last I checked, Chelsea was in the lead. We will see if they're still in the lead. What is going on outside? But yeah, I saw it earlier today. Chelsea, those tickets were cheap too, which was crazy. Yeah, Chelsea won 2-0. They had a run. Scores and fixtures. Because when's that other game? That is tomorrow at 3:00. Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain is going to be at 3:00 tomorrow. That's a solid game. And then championship game will be that's going to be probably a little bit of a pricey one. On Sunday, July 13th, it's going to be PSG and Real Madrid against Chelsea. One of the two are going to win. So it's important to kind of see how that one ends up going. Yeah, that's kind of the other thing. I'm really just surprised Man City lost in the round of 16. Was not expecting that, but here we are. Also, PSG destroyed, tormented, deleted, disintegrated Inter Miami in the first round. Sorry, the round of 16. Crazy to end up thinking and seeing. I don't know if this will. I'm trying to see where Inter Miami was. How the hell did they even get this far? Oh shit. This is interesting of a bracket. I don't even know where the hell is Inter Miami even at? Who do they even freaking beat to end up getting there? Man City had a game that they won. Chelsea had a game. PSG put up 4 against Atletico de Madrid. All right, they had a 0-0 game. Whatever. Anyways, that's just some other things that we'll pay attention to. God damn, FC Bayern, they 10-0 to Auckland City FC. Why are you even a team? 10 goals? There's no freaking way. 10 goals. How that someone had 3 goals? That shit is insane to think about. How the hell do you score freaking what? 10 goals. Holy shit. Damn. All right. Yep. June 15th is a day that'll live in infamy because FC Bayern deleted them off the map. Anyways, on that note, we're going to call it. I've never seen a 10-0 game. You just never stopped. Y'all just said we're going to keep going. But until next time, this is Hayes. We out.